Good day, everyone! I am Ria Jean Haguyahay, together with Florence Samulong, Dainilin Tabukanon, and Jetli Sapiri. We are the Group 4, and today we are going to talk about the types of personality and development of morals. Last week, we talked about the aspects of personality and stages of personality development. Before we will start our discussion, let me first introduce to you our objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to first explain in their own words the types of personalities and stages of moral development. Second, relate the importance of knowing the types of personality and stages of moral development in real-life situations by citing examples. And last is to create a photo essay that illustrates their personality type based on how they act or react in usual situations in their life. Okay, class, let's begin our discussion with an activity. Do you want to know what is your personality type? If yes, let's take this 5 minutes personality test together. As you can see, there are 10 horizontal lines with 4 words in each line, 1 in each column. Choose the item that is most like you, then put a 4, then 3, then 2, and 1, which is the least like you. For example, my choice for the first line of words would be as follows. The most like me is, or my number 4 is enthusiastic. Number 3 is likes authorities. My number 2 would be sensitive feelings. And the least like me is likes instruction. After that, total up the number in each column. Let's begin our 5 minutes personality test. The 4 personality types can be linked to animals to make it easier to understand and to remember. Now that you've taken the survey, are you excited to know what does your result mean? Each letter stands for a particular personality type. Do you have any idea what letter L, O, G, and B stands for? If yes, let's begin with letter L. L stands for lions, and lions are leaders. We all know that the king of animals are lions. Lions, or if you belong to this type of personality, they are individuals who love to solve problems. They love to seek for new adventures and opportunities. For example, in a class, this type of persons, upon receiving the task or the instructions, they will do it right away and plan on what are the things that they need to do. They have this mindset that do it now, what's the point? So, what's the point of not doing the task when you still have time? And based on these attitudes of lions or characteristics of lions, they are surely achievers and very organized. Each personality type has both strengths and weaknesses. So in Lion's personality type, their strengths are being decisive, goal-oriented, achievement-driven, independent, and take charge. For example, in a group performance or in a group activity, Kara is chosen as the leader. So as a leader, she needs to immediately decide on what are the things that they should do considering the different opinions and ideas of her members and its disadvantages and advantages. Being a goal-oriented, she planned ahead of time on what are the things they need to do so that they will be guided on how they can achieve and finish their performance or task. Being an achievement-driven, she doesn't want to settle for anything less. That's why she strives hard together with her group members to achieve the best results. On the other hand, the weakness of the lions are being impatient, blunt, poor listener, impulsive, and demanding. As we can observe, there are some leaders that doesn't listen to others' ideas but directly consider his or her ideas as the best. Lion, it's your time to reflect. Let's proceed to the next letter. Letter O. Otters are excitable, fun-seeking, the cheerleader type who love to talk. They are great at motivating others and need to be in an environment where they can talk and have a vote in major decisions. They have a strong desire to be liked and enjoy being the center of attention. An otter personality type is very friendly, and even when facing some problems, they can deal it in a positive way. The strengths of an otter is being enthusiastic, optimistic, good communicator, motivational and inspirational, and outgoing. On the other hand, the weakness of are unrealistic, disorganized, impulsive, reactive, and can be very talkative. Otters are, as mentioned, are good communicators and they have a lot of friends. They are very positive in life. However, if there are serious problems or there are some problems, they may not pay attention to it or take it seriously. And them being very talkative, someone may find it irritating. It's time for you otters to reflect. Let's proceed to letter G. It's golden retrievers. One word that best describes these people are being loyal. The same with how dogs react to humans, they are always there for you. Golden retrievers type of persons are very loyal in a way that they can absorb the most emotional pain and punishment in a relationship and they still stay committed. For example, you notice that your friend is very lazy and always asks to copy your assignments. As an honest person, you will immediately tell her about it. But if you are loyal or a golden retriever type of person, you will just keep it to yourself and bear with it because you don't want your friend to get hurt if you say it to her. Golden Retriever type of persons are great listeners and they can make us comfortable in sharing our problems to them. However, they may not have the confidence to say what they really want to say or what they observe. Golden Retriever strengths are being patient, easygoing, team player, stable, and empathic. Their weaknesses are being indecisive, over-accommodating, slow to initiate, they avoid confrontation even when needed, and they fear change. Golden Retrievers are really nice persons, very patient, and they're always there for us. However, because they don't want to hurt others, they don't have the courage to confront someone or to tell them what is wrong. And they tend to stay even if they are hurting. So they need to take risks to learn how to confront and to change and adapt. Last type of personality is Beaver. Beaver has a strong need to do the right things and based on book. They don't care no matter how long the process will be as long as they are doing it right. They have plans to follow and they are very organized. For example, when going to a vacation, beavers usually have checklists and they make sure that they have everything that they need. Their strengths are accurate, analytical, and detail-oriented. On the other hand, their weaknesses are too hard on themselves, too critical of others, and perfectionist. Because rules, consistency, and high standards are very important to beavers, they are often frustrated with others who do not share the same characteristics. And that's why they are labeled as perfectionist or unsociable. And when they make some mistakes, they will really regret it and think of it a lot of times. Lions, otters, golden retrievers, and beavers type of personalities are fun and easy to remember.
Good day, everyone! I am Danielin Bita Buchanan, your second facilitator for this day. Are you ready to know the different personality types? But before that, let us define what is personality type. Personality type, people who have several traits in common. But what are traits? These are stable qualities that a person shows in most situations. Each of us have different personality traits. But do you know what personality type do you belong? Okay, let's proceed to the 4 personality types. The first personality type is average. Average, the most common type, are people who are high in neuroticism and extroversion while lower in openness. People high in neuroticism tend to experience sadness, worry frequently, and easily slip into anxiety and depression. Extroversion, they tend to be assertive and cheerful in their social interactions. Being around others help them feel energized and excited. For example, they enjoy being the center of attention, they like to start conversation, they enjoy meeting new people, finds it easy to make new friends. And people low in openness, they prefer to stick to their own habits and they avoid new experiences. If you have that traits, you are belong to this personality type, which is average. The second personality type is reserved. People in this type are not open or neurotic, but they are emotionally stable. When someone is reserved person, it means they are unlikely to share their thoughts, their feelings, and emotions. They tend to be more introverted, agreeable, and conscientious. Introverts need plenty of alone time because their brains process social interaction differently. They prefer solo or group activities. Say agreeable, it measures the extent of a person's warmth and kindness. The more agreeable someone is, the more likely they are able to be trusting, helpful, and assist others who are in need of help. And when we say people who are conscientious, they are organized and have a strong sense of duty. They are dependable, disciplined, and achievement focused, especially in school and on the job. So they plan ahead, they think about how their behavior affect others, and are mindful of deadlines. If you have that traits, you are belong to this second personality type, which is reserved. The third personality type is the role models. These people are natural leaders with low score in neuroticism and high in all traits. Low in neuroticism tend to be emotionally stable, deals well with stress, and doesn't worry much. They listen to new ideas and are reliable of the things. These people are good to be in charge of things and who are dependable. If you have that traits, then you are belong to this third personality type, which is the role models. The last personality type is the self-centered. While these people score high in extroversion and they rank below average openness, agreeableness, and conscientiousness. So high in extroversion. They enjoy being with people, participating in social gatherings, and are full of energy. So average in openness, indicating you enjoy tradition but are willing to try new things. So your thinking is neither simple nor complex. To others, you appear to be a well-educated person but not an intellectual. Average in agreeableness, indicating some concern with others' needs, but generally unwillingness to sacrifice yourself for others. And people average in conscientiousness. This means that you are reasonably reliable, organized, and self-controlled. If you have that traits, then you are belong to that last personality type, which is the self-centered.
Good day everyone, I am Florence C. Hamulong and together with me is Miss Jetty Sapini. Today, we are going to discuss the Kohlberg's theory of moral development. So before we start, let's define what is morality. Morality means principles concerning the distinction of what is right and wrong, or good and bad behavior. And when we say development, it is the process of developing or being developed. Therefore, morality development, it refers to the process whereby people form a progressive sense of what is right and what is wrong. We all know that there are different people in the world and many of us also have different idea on what is right and what is wrong. So it means that what's right for you may not be right for me. For example, that it is right or is it okay for you to have same-sex marriage, but for me, it is not. Kohlberg's theory states that moral growth begins early in life and continues in stages throughout childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. So Kohlberg identified a distinct levels of moral reasoning. So we have pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. And each level has two stages. Is pre-conventional morality. Children accept and believe the rules of authority figures such as parents and teachers. Children don't have a personal code of morality and instead Oral decisions are shaped by the standard of adults and the consequences of following or breaking their rules. The first stage of pre-conventional morality is obedience and punishment orientation. The first stage highlights the self-interest of children in their decision-making as they seek to avoid punishment at all costs. So for people who are in stage 1, morality is driven by avoiding punishment. Say for example is when the parent told his child that don't touch the glass on the table. If you will touch it, I will punish you. So the child will not touch it, thinking it was morally wrong because it has a punishment. So that is their mentality, that when there is punishment, it is morally wrong. So at this stage of moral reasoning, the individual acts from a belief that if they do something wrong, they will be punished. So the best reason for avoiding doing wrong is to avoid punishment. For example, a teacher set a code of conduct for the classroom to encourage good behavior. So in stage 2, we have individualism and exchange. These stages observes how children begin to adopt the views thought. The second stage relies on the exchange of favors and can be summarized with the common marketing saying, "What isn't for me?" So children at this age are not motivated by friendship or respect, but by the personal advantage involved. So for example, if a parent asks their child to complete a chore around the house, the child may ask what the benefit would be to them. So the parents often recognize, "You scratch my back and I will scratch yours." So this mindset at this stage offer a reward such as an allowance. For example, a teacher implements a system to reward elementary students who follow the classroom rules and who exhibit helpful behaviors in the classroom. The second level of morality development is conventional morality. Conventional morality is characterized by an acceptance of social rules concerning right and wrong. A social system that stresses the responsibilities of relationship as well as social order is seen as desirable and must influence our view of what is right and wrong.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jetly P. Sapini, and I am the last facilitator at this day, and I am going to discuss the last 4 stages of moral development of Calvert's theory. And stage 3 of moral development, which is good interpersonal relationship. At this stage, child or individual is good to be seen as being a good person by others. Therefore, the answers relate by the approval by others. At this stage, people want to be praised or want to be seen as such a good boy or nice girl by others. So, people want to attain such a good social status and recognition. For example, Scardo saw someone stumbled or fell down in the road. He immediately helped that person, and the people who witnessed says that he is such a kind of person. At this stage, what drives Scardo to help is how the society and others see him as a good person. Another example is Betty sees the fight and wants to intervene. But when she realized that people around them are just watching, and she decided to get not involved in that scene because people see him that she's such a good girl and confirming the ethics of the community. Okay, let's proceed to stage number 4 of moral development, which is maintaining the social order. At this stage, a child or individual becomes aware of the wild rules of the society. So judgment concern obeying the rules in order to uphold the law and avoid guilt. Then the rules and regulation are needed to be followed and obeyed. For example, I'm driving a car, then we come into the traffic light and the red light is on. So, as a driver, What should I going to do? Of course, we're going to stop by this kind of behavior that you are following the rules and regulations in the road. Another example of maintaining the social order, like for an instance, is called settings. The teachers see that her students are fighting. He or she immediately steps in and shouts, "Stop fighting at school, it's prohibited." The teacher feels that, above all, it is important to follow the rules and regulations of the school, otherwise, chaos breaks out. He feels that it is his duty to uphold the rules of the school that sustain a good functioning of the society or his school. So, in short, in stage 4, it shows that the moral development of a person as a part of a whole society. Each person, it becomes more aware of everyone's actions, and it focuses by their own rules and following the rules and obeying the authorities. Okay, let's proceed to the level 3 or the last level of moral development, post-conventional morality. At this third level of moral development that states the right of others can override obedience or from laws or rules. 10 to 15% are capable of this kind of thinking, and it implies that a lot of people are based their moral views from what their society or community requires. This level marked by our growing realization that individuals came from separate organization from society, and that individuals may disobey their roles inconsistent with their own principle. Why? Because people they believe that some rules or laws are unjust and should be changed or eliminated. Let's proceed to the stage 5, which is the social contract and individual rights. At this stage, child or individual becomes aware that while the rules or the laws might exist for the good or the greatest number, there are the times that they will work against the interests of particular individuals. At stage 5, people begin to value the will of the majority as well as well-being of the society. Though people at this stage can recognize that there are times when human need and the law are conflicted, they typically believe that it is better when the people follow the law. For example, a man was going to buy a medicine to her dying daughter, but the medicine is very expensive and they will not sell it to him because he cannot afford that medicine. So the man steals the medicine because the life of his daughter is very important and she don't care the other people say. What is important to him is to save the life of her daughter. So some people think at this stage that the rules are good for human beings, but sometimes they should be disobey the rules. It depends on the situation or the interest of the individual. Okay, let's go on to the last stage of moral development, which is the stage number 6, universal principle. People at this stage have developed their own set of moral guidelines which may not fit the law. So the principle may apply to everyone. So the person will be asked to defend this principle even if it means going against the rest of the society or the community in the process of having to pay the consequences of disapproval and or the imprisonment that a Calvert doubt few people reach out at this stage. So this example is in relate to those students are fighting in school. So all those students are involved in fighting. Now you have to face to the principal of the school. The principal explains first the school rules and why they exist. He clarifies that the rules are valid, grounded in justice. The commitment to justice carries with an obligation to disobey the rules of the school. So the principal's highest moral is compassion, that he believes that all people should learn to understand each other's viewpoints and don't feel alone with their feelings. So in this stage 6 clarifies that we are all guided by a universal ethical principle.